Okay, fair question. I appreciate this. So whenever people try and play the game with me of like, what historical era would you have preferred to live in? I always say that I like living right now. Like, I mean, the racism and the horror, the sort of social horrors of the past, misogyny and all that stuff, right? Life was so much more awful, I think, prior to now. Obviously, there's a lot of difficulty now, but it was worse in the past. And long ago, it was both worse and way more violent and dangerous. So I love living at the present moment. So I want to be clear about that. And I think there's all kinds of cool stuff coming. I think that as much as I talk smack about AI, the I think there's going to be huge medical breakthroughs made possible by it. As long as we have good, equitable distribution of data collection, and we don't just do what past medical breakthroughs have done, which is focus mostly on the data of white people, then I think it could be a really amazing thing. It could be breakthrough in treatment of cancers, in treatment of all sorts of things that you could never have touched before. And if you just look at this present moment, I mean, putting aside how incredible things like anesthesia and antibiotics are, right, which we take for granted now, people are living their entire lives, a full natural life with HIV positive, which would have been a death sentence a generation ago. With the drugs that we have now, people can live their whole lives. So amazing, medical stuff, amazing. I really like the application of modern technology to historical questions. So when I see like drones flying over the Guatemalan rainforests and using LiDAR to scan the surroundings, they pick things up such that like what we thought was just a little collection of possible sort of mounds and monuments turn out to be a whole city that we couldn't see on the ground. I think that's super cool. When people apply pattern recognition technology to like the archaeological record, where there are big gaps, like how do we get from Roman pottery to Etruscan pottery? And they can take the patterns of both and say, oh, this is what it might have looked like in between those two things. I think that stuff is really cool. So the applying of technology to antiquity, really cool. But all medical stuff makes you money and can, but it's not the kind of easy money that the application of AI in other arenas is. So one of the standards I would bring to bear is like stuff that you can do with this tech that doesn't make money. No one's making money spotting ancient Guatemalan civilizations. You know what I mean? So that's one of the standards I bring to it. But when I look at stuff that people are doing along those lines, I get excited. I think that stuff is really, really cool.